A New Hope, Nier Chapter 83. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and patreon.com/Azazyel to read all of Azazyel's stories. With Weiss literally taking the next day off after myself and my androids all but robbed her of her leg mobility and she called in sick as it were. I quickly dealt with my beacon responsibilities like doing the after-action report of the beach cleanup in terms of my own team's performance. Having been taught by YoRHa how to do similar things, it wasn't much of an issue for me as I was well used to writing down the most banal of details. For how Ruby went over her ammo allotment by 3 times and now owed Beacon a considerable amount of money that we as the team would need to recoup through doing low-level Grimm clearing missions just outside the walls of Vale. Well, that or Weiss would need to pony up the cost of several thousand of lean, the currency of Remnant. Which I wasn't going to allow at all, as Ruby needs to learn better ammo control in case we go on extended deployments that didn't have bullheads coming down with ammo to resupply everyone during the cleansing. With my responsibility down, however, walking into my android's work area, I was greeted with the sight of the area has exploded in terms of technical progress as the inclusion of Commander White, Defender-type androids, and more importantly a new technical android that sole purpose was the maintenance and creation of YoRHa's war machines was put into a YoRHa android body. Ladies and gentlemen, how are things going? I asked, adding on the gentleman bit after I saw the technical android was actually a male android, even if it still followed the same template as 9S's old body and had a bit of a short pretty boy look. 6-0 looked away from her monitor at my question and began excitedly answering my question and greeting. Jake. We have made tremendous progress, to say the least. Commander White is currently formatting herself into properly fitting into her new body, and the new androids had kicked up production rates by more than 15 times due to 16T being a technical model. At 6-0's mention of the technical model, I looked over to the after-mentioned android and saw that he was in a body that was similar to 9S's previous form before she got put into a body that was an eerily match for Weiss's body. Good work, 17T. I congratulated him simply, but my taking note of his work made the android grin as he looked at me with the same almost worshipful fervor that the rest of YoRHa looked at me as for giving them purpose and leading them to a holy land with humans for them to protect again. The fact that said holy land was filled with monsters and had a subspecies that obviously needed to be collared for humanity to prosper was not a big deal to YoRHa, as they were well aware that Remnant's technological system was hilariously outdated in comparison to their masso energy systems that they could still get here on Remnant somehow. Where is White, and the others? I asked, and 16T raised his hand up like he was asking permission to even speak, so I just nodded to him as 6-0 was deeply engrossed in whatever she was working on. Sir, they are in the back working on the calculations to set up a new YoRHa satellite, but this time with far more automation, seeing as the machine army influence has been purged from the YoRHa servers, and thus with the natives of this world being wholly incapable of interfacing or controlling our technology, we will be building powerful laser battery systems similar to the machine army Goliath engines, so we can begin orbital bombardment in select areas to clear landing zones for bases to be built. The technical android explained and even brought up several holograms of exact plans on where the YoRHa bases should be built to extinguish the Grimm threat. Just looking at the deluge of information made my head hurt, as they accounted for damn near everything. From the water and atmosphere that would be burnt away by the orbital lasers to even the time it would take for the glass surface to cool and harden for the drop ships to drop down the auto fabricators that would make YoRHa troops on the spot to secure the distant surroundings as YoRHa territory. I knew the moment YoRHa got the space station and its fabricators going that it was going to be an unending cascade of change, as once they got it going and used the materials to make even more fabricators. Yeah, Remnant was going to be pacified within a couple of years at the very latest, and the people of Remnant will welcome their gothic clothes-clad guardians that will likely want to snuggle and do depraved things like hold their hands or something. I quickly escaped 6-0 before she could knock me out with another cascade of information I would need to, for my own curiosity, sift through as the de facto owner of these androids, and after a minute of walking deeper into the work area, I found Commander White, 2B, and 6E standing over a hologram of what looked like the foundation of the space station and were discussing something. Welcome back, girls. I missed you all, I said as I walked over and gave 2B and 6E a tight hug, despite 2B just rolling her eyes muttering about any discomfort was for the mission blah blah blah. But I wanted my android hugs, so I took them from the 2 girls, while 6E just calmly mapped out my body to test me for any abnormalities that may have crept up while she lost sight of me for a couple months. Jake, if you are done molesting my soldiers, we still got work to do, White said bluntly, but I just rolled my eyes before focusing on the blonde voluptuous android and walked over to her and wrapped her up in her own hug. Yeah, White, you can get to work while I get my hugs. Wait. Is that the couch/throne that was one of the space stations that we shared? I asked incredulously, and White shifted in as much as an android could shift around in embarrassment, as I had most certainly not transported that couch here to Remnant. In order to preserve and if not improve my efficiency, I had the couch we shared back on the space station perfectly replicated down to the cut you left from your jeans back studs cutting into the faux leather, White explained wryly, and I sighed as I just kissed White on the brow at how adorable she and my androids were.